Vlog every day, April version. Welcome to day 5 of my vlog every day in April sequel. For today's video I thought I could talk about writers and books that I really like. And for this video I selected 5 writers. I have 3 books in total of these 5 writers, and so of 2 writers I don't have any books at the moment. But there is other people and books that I'm going to talk about. For writer 1 I've chosen the French language Belgian writer Simenon, who writes crime novels mostly. His novels are full of very ingenious methods in which crimes are solved, just like with Agatha Christie, and his books are also very good at describing personal life into details and every thought in the people. So if you want to read the Belgian Agatha Christie books, choose Simenon. My second writer is not originally a writer but a neurosurgeon, and his name is Oliver Sacks. In the books of Oliver Sacks he describes patients he has seen during his job as a neurosurgeon, and even though it may sound very dull and boring for people who are not at all into doctors and medicine and stuff, he manages to write all his stories in a very open and mostly also funny style, and the stories he chose for his books are also the most interesting. For instance, people who, in this book about encephalitis lethargic, who awake in surprise with the most strange things because they got a certain drug, and it really is interesting to read. Go for it. Writer 3 is the English-based writer Salman Rushdie, who is very famous for his books because they caused a lot of riots in mostly Muslim countries. I've read the book Shalom the Clown of him, and in his books, at least that one I've read, he is very much good in talking about small details of people's life and how they combine all these small details into the big picture of things that are happening. Shalom the Clown, it's about people who are in the war in Kashmir, and how all small things that are happening within one village are changing the course of the history of the war, and how it all, just everything, how it changes, and it's beautiful to read. Writer 4 is the Colombian writer Gabriel Garcia Marquez, of which I here have the book The Autumn of the Patriarch, El Otoño del Patriarca. Gabriel Garcia Marquez is a very good writer in the sense that his stories are mostly about small things. For instance, this is only about the last period of a dictator in South America, and he manages to tell every tiny detail in such a lovely and beautiful style that even the most horrific things, such as the archbishop being dragged through the town by an animal while naked and beaten by people on the side of the road, is sounding just like a thing you want to have seen because it's beautiful. And that is his style of writing. Everything sounds beautiful. And for the last writer, it's the writer I've talked about a lot already on Twitter and Daily Booth, so if you want to know more what I do, follow me there. Links will be here. The writer I'm talking about is José Saramago. I've read very many books of him because I totally love the style of his writing and the stories he has written. Just like the writer I just talked about, Marquez, Saramago is very good at telling the small details, and how, just like also with Salman Rushdie, how they make a big story, or how they can change a lot of things. He's most famous for the book in which a whole city goes blind from just 1 second to the other, because one person goes blind and then the next and next, it spreads. And he manages to talk about the small events which are happening within the whole sequence of people getting blind, without losing the big picture and just showing it making up the big picture. These books are about very small things, but they are very big, and it's just wonderful to read. So those were the 5 writers I was going to talk about, helped by 3 books of those writers, and I hope you enjoyed this video a bit, and that makes the end of Vida 5, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye!